with our last game of the week. Jacksonville on the road taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals 5-5, Jags 5-5. Evenly matched up game here on paper. The Cardinals looking to get themselves in that NFC West race. The Jags looking to try to catch up in the AFC wildcard or AFC South race. The wildcard probably a little closer at this point in the season. And a decent return out to the 30 for Arizona. Arizona, hot start to the year on offense. Last 3 weeks has been a disaster for them, though. So we'll see if they can pick that up and get back on track. And Kamara on the ground, not much for him there. As Cashman in to get the stop. 2nd and 10. The thing is, they never really ran the ball that well, even their best. So it's on Trevor Lawrence, who completes it to Kamara. Catch and run down to the 49-yard line. Cashman again on a tackle. So threatening to take our first snaps here in Jags territory. Let's see if the defense can get a stop. And complete out wide. That is a grab. Gets him into Jags territory, but not much more. The legendary Jaden Higgins with a grab. And complete. That's Theo Johnson. And that is a 13, it's a little more than that, 15-yard grab for the first down. And this Cardinals offense off to a good start. Looking like they're going to try to establish a run a little bit more here with the heavy set. And they go to him, and he's got room. That's a 10-yard run for Kamara. Make it 12. Nice carry there. A great job by that offensive line, creating a lane you could drive a truck through. 1st and 10, just outside the red zone. Round up, we'll call it a red zone trip. And on the ground, Theo just about tackles him in the hole. As there is an injury timeout to an offensive lineman for Arizona. So they will be down one of their starters here. 2nd and 3 coming up. And they read option. Lawrence, he's keeping it, and he is down to the 6-yard line. Might have been able to get in the end zone if he stays on his feet, but he elected to go down and 1st and goal. And they go play action. Lawrence, end zone, and touchdown, Cardinals. I think that's Burden. Yep, Luther Burden, the touchdown in the end zone. Cardinals strike first. A clean and efficient drive for them. Able to get the run game going, too, which is huge. Now we'll see if the Jags can make this thing a track meet. Oh my, I wasn't watching for a second there, but that's a fumble by the Jags on the kickoff return and recovered by the Cardinals. Didn't expect to see anything interesting on the kickoff. Turns out something very interesting. Cardinals can take a 2-score lead, and they're going for the throw right away, and almost caught on the sideline, nearly got the feet in bounds. Great effort by Theo Johnson. And counter, Kamara, nowhere to go, so the Jags defense has responded well. Another injury, this one to Theo Johnson. So nearly has the grab to get into a 1st and goal, and now they'll have to convert a 3rd and 12 without him. 5-man rush, they set the screen up, he's got blockers. He gets one block, he needs to make a man miss, and can't quite do it. A 4th and 3 coming up, an excellent tackle in space, and they're quick to run the field goal unit out. Alright, nothing interesting on that kick return. So, down 10-0 before they finally touch the ball. Gino runs them out and is looking to get this thing in reach. And a big-time run. Ramondre Stevenson breaks the tackle and out past the 40. A 20-yard carry to start us off.
It's a gain of 20. And the Jaguars first down. It's a gain of 20. First down, Jacksonville.
And out wide, another great run. Stevenson into the third level of the defense, makes a miss, and he's going to take it all the way. Ramondre Stevenson, a dominant start to this game. He's going to take care of the whole drive himself, and he has a touchdown here early. What a start for this Jags running game, my lord. As I hit circle in my excitement. So, yeah, 68 yards on the drive and the touchdown. Can't get much better than that from where they started.
His kick is good. Makes the score Cardinals 10, Jaguars 7.
All right, well, Cardinals are going to get the ball back here. Looking to build on it.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And to pass the start, they had an open rusher, but a great catch. Broken tackle. Burden breaks another one. He's down at the 48-yard line. Inspired by the Stevenson run, he is able to make a couple men miss himself and gets him a nice chunk play up to near midfield.
First and 10 at the 48-yard
Another pass from under center here, and just a dump off, but a nice gain after the catch again, 7 yards.
complete to Calvin Ridley. A 7-yard pickup.
Second and 3. They are going to go to the ground here, and what a job by this offensive line again. He makes a couple miss. Kamara would have been run miss tackle and last drive away from them potentially putting up another touchdown. This time he makes a man miss by running him the fuck over and gets him a first down. And quick pass incomplete. Tight coverage there.
Intended for Brenton Strange. Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
And swung it short. Kamara, he's going to get 5 yards after the catch. 3rd and 5 coming up.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Kamara in motion here. Out wide. Linebacker on him. 4-man rush. Lawrence steps up. And he's got a completion. Also a late penalty. Not going to probably matter, but a roughing call would have given him the first down anyway. So a couple yards closer on our 1st and goal. But either way, great conversion. Great job to stay in there by Lawrence. And now we'll see if they can punch it in again. Play action last time in this spot. This time they go to the ground, and Kamara's going to get into that end zone. So track meet has started here. Both teams putting up a rushing touchdown early. So 17-7. Let's see if Stevenson can run one away again. All right, well, Geno Smith takes the field. Last time, didn't need to do anything. We'll see if the Cardinals' run defense is going to show up for this drive. We go play action right off it. Gets him to bite, but misses the throw. I love the call here. Play aggressive. Take advantage of, your success in the run game, but unfortunately for them, just could not deliver on that success. And there it is, though. You don't need to deliver on the success, man. You can just do it. Travion Henderson this time getting involved. Gets him a nice 15, 16-yard carry. And now we're back to Stevenson in the backfield, so no rest for the weary Cardinals run defense. They go back to the ground. Stevenson can't quite sneak through the offensive line that time. That was 79 yards. I think I did the math wrong on the last one. It says he got 79 yards, so you know what? Give him 79 yards. Swung out wide, and Henderson's almost able to make a miss and get free, but Adams is able to corral him. And a 3rd and 6 coming up. They send the blitz, but it's picked up and overthrown. His second overthrown ball of the drive, and they will have to punt. Punt away. It's a solid one. Will it stay in? It will not. And another Jags penalty. We're going to get another roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So, another 15-yard penalty. Well, I guess this is the first time they actually got 15 yards. Last time it was only 3. But another penalty. A first down for the Cardinals. He takes a shot as he throws it and delivers a strike. That is a ridiculous ball as you're getting hit. Ridley able to reel it in. And a 1st and 10. The offense is back on, baby.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Out wide. And what a catch. Jaden Higgins able to get the feet down. So they've been attacking the sideline really well against this Jags defense. It's a tough area of the field to hit. But, yeah, obviously the gold fumble and then the last drive not working out be the difference in this game. But it's kind of, yeah. Bit of a weird start here. Mainly due to how that Jags drive went. Them scoring isn't weird, but the dominance that Stevenson had right there just would not be denied. It was a sight to behold for sure. One of the better runs I've seen out of a back. Obviously, that Saquon Hail Mary run he did, that's the best run I've ever seen in this league. But short pass and a penalty by Arizona this time. We'll likely get a 2nd and 22. There's a little different math down, but it's close because 3rd and 12 on the other side of the 50. You'll take that, but here you're trying to make the kick longer if you can too. So we'll see. Pressure comes. He takes a short pass and nothing really there for him after the catch. 3rd and 19. Will they go attack vertical down the field, or will they try to just pick up more yards, make a chip shot field goal? Pressure's going to get home again. He has to check it down, but a great job to execute and get them up to the 20-yard line. Should be a comfortable kick for their guy, Ryland. All right. So we'll see if Stevenson can get it going a little bit more here. Obviously, 79 yards to start. Can't ask for too much more out of him these first 3 carries. But unfortunately, that does not equal a lead on the scoreboard yet. So they'll need him to keep rolling. He'll play action. Gino, he takes a dump off to Stevenson. Just nothing really there. Looked like maybe there was supposed to be a blocker out in front. Though there's 2 guys there anyway. Wouldn't have mattered. But it would have been nice. And they fake the jet sweep. Stevenson, 1 cut, and he's going to get about 2 yards away from the line to gain. A nice job of executing there. Now we've got Travion Henderson in the backfield. Will they go back to the ground? They won't. They go to throw it. Gino steps up, and a penalty by Jacksonville. It's going to be incomplete anyway. Will they decline it is the question. So Jawan Taylor gets the hold, and the penalty will be accepted. Sensing that maybe they'd go for it. That's kind of what I was thinking too. So, coming up on a 3rd and 12. And he's going to take a shot. He's got it. Travis Hunter down to the 47-yard line. And there it is. I mean, you might as well have declined the penalty and simply gone for it, but obviously you don't know that. You just hope you can get your defense another stop. Big boy in motion this time. Go to the ground, and he's running free yet again. And he would have made a miss too. That's up over 100 yards for Ramondre Stevenson in 5 carries. His monster game continues, crossing the century mark. Go out wide. He cuts straight upfield. The decisive run. He breaks all those tackles again. Another beast mode run from Ramondre Stevenson. A 35-yarder, his second touchdown of the day. Now feels like an excellent time to reveal that he had a breakout scenario for this week, which was 100 yards and a touchdown. He had crossed on the last one, but I didn't want to say nothing to jinx it. But after a run like that, I mean, he's got a 40-yard cushion. Can't imagine he's going to lose 40 yards the rest of the day. So he got it. Congratulations to the Jags on your breakout running back. And by God, he doesn't seem to fucking need it though, does he? Jesus, what an animal. what an animal today.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And there's another good start from the Cardinals. So obviously the Cardinals offense feels good about how they've performed at this point. Definitely would have loved one more touchdown to really feel comfortable in the spot, but score points on every drive, that's about all you can ask for. He's going over the top. He's got the step. And incomplete. Great job to knock the ball free in coverage there by, I don't know who it was in coverage, but he definitely had that step. It was a good shot to take on 1st and 10. Just didn't quite pay off. And the swing out to the tight end. Not much there for him. Great job to rally by Jacksonville. And a 3rd and 6 coming up.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And complete. That's a first down. Past the 50. So Jaden Higgins has had a nice day so far, and he keeps it rolling.
That's good for a Cardinals.
Light box here, but they go through the air. Only a 3-man rush, and just a nice pitch and catch out to Burden. 8 yards. 2nd and 2. A little stronger front. I would love to see the tight end release, but the edge might sit there on it. And they go screen, and it's going to work for him here as Kamara is going to get him a first down. 6 grabs already on the day for Alvin Kamara. Is it Kamara or Kamara? I keep going back and forth because I've seen it both ways on broadcasts, and I'm just going to just wing it, you know. As great job by Wingard there on the edge, able to set that edge and keep Lawrence from making a big gain out of it. They set up another screen. It's read well this time as they are going to get a tackle for loss. Great job by Owe and one of the linebackers in pursuit. 3rd and 13. It's going to be a long kick from here. And he rips one over the middle. Burden gets him a first down inside the 20. Love the aggressiveness by Lawrence not take that whip right at the top of the screen that was wide open, but was never going to be able to get that first down. He waits for the play to develop, and he finds his man past sticks. 1st and 10 in the red zone. And there he just takes the check down, and he's going to fall forward. 2nd and inches coming up. And Jags calling timeouts. Very smart to do. But yeah, Calvin Ridley on that grab. So a balanced distribution here from their top 3 wide receivers, and all of them are playing well right now, even without Theo Johnson. Lawrence rolls out. Kamara the grab, breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Cardinals. The running backs in this game putting on a show. That is a tough grab, but he's able to not only reel it in, but break that tackle and bust into the end zone. Let's watch it again. Yeah, I mean, all over him at the catch, holds on to it as he spins out and gets into the end zone. Nice work. And the Cardinals welcome back another 2-score lead. So the Jags, I mean, their running offense sparks joy. But will their passing offense be able to do the same here as they look to put up some points before half and make this thing a little closer? Obviously, 3 doesn't do you a whole lot of good, big picture number of possessions wise, but it's nice to get 3 instead of 0. Gonna start deficit here. I definitely would have kept Stevens back there. He's been such a good home run hitter today. I think I would have given him the threat, but they're going to air it out. Gino's going to run with it, and he's not going to get much. So, going to have to hurry back to the line. 2nd and 7. And complete. That's a nice catch and run. He is down almost to midfield. They call it a fumble. I think it's going to be down. Fun review now. If it is down, that is great news for the Jags. Obviously, he's not down. That's disastrous, but I think he's down. But what this means is they get a free timeout out of the review. So, this works for them, but it has to be correctly overturned. Yep, the Jags do retain the ball. They did get the timeout. Or, no, it's not really a timeout because they didn't get the ball fast enough, but it's functionally kind of a timeout if they would have been on the ball quick enough. And that's a timeout. Call it here. All right, they're going to hurry to the ball. And overthrows Hunter. Man, he had a lot of room up that sideline to get some yardage, too. 3rd and 6. I think you're in 4-down territory here. And Hunter on the sideline reels it in. They couldn't connect on the last play, but the more difficult throw, they are able to. I would love to see them run it here. They got 2 timeouts left. And complete. That's a nice play. And they call that timeout here. 39 seconds remain. They have done a good job moving down the field. One more big chunk play. Hurry up and take your end zone shots. That's where I'm looking at here. Another 10-yard chunk. And they're going to throw it behind the line. Here's great. Oh, they're going to call it fumble. No, I was going to say a great drop, but no. The execution being poor here, as that throw should have never left his hands. It being a backwards pass leaves the door open for Arizona. Not going to review anything like that. So, costly decision from Geno Smith. No idea why you would ever do that in that spot. No benefits really to it. As now Arizona, all their timeouts need 2 more 12-yard chunks or so, and they can make a nice kick. And broken tackle. He picks up a block, and Ridley's going to get him that, they said, 12-yard chunk. That's better than that even. They could kick it from there. So a great job. These Cardinals, after the catch, have been excellent today. And that is a huge block up field, too. Never giving up on the play, making this thing possible. Play action. They get a bite and overthrow. They got too excited about the opportunity. They could have, been end zone shots from there. Obviously, didn't connect. 2nd and 10. And complete. A penalty by Jacksonville. They're going to get another roughing the passer call here, which works as a timeout all the way. This clock will not start after this. So Zach Allen gets it. Now they're at the 14-yard line. Just try to get a couple, 1, maybe 2 plays into the end zone here, as they motion out to empty. And they go underneath. He makes a man miss. Timeout quick. They got, 4 seconds left. They didn't call it right away, so okay. They're going to take the kick. It's going to be from nice and cozy, though. But, great execution from Arizona on the back end. All game, it's been nothing but great execution for them. For the Jags, man, it doesn't really feel like they're getting outplayed to this extent. It does not feel like a 30-14 game. That being said, it's 2 fumbles. You take those 2 fumbles off, you give yourself 6 points, take off the 6 points they got, That's right there. That feels more like how the game has been. But we'll see, if they can get some magic here. 1 second left. Not quite. So Jags do start with the ball. Got to get back to the running game here and hope that can get them back in the game. Obviously, Stevenson's had a very nice day. They call that fumble not on him. Call it on Gino, which is the correct call. I was curious if they would, though. So no blemish on the day for Ramondre. And deep shot. And what a ball this time to Luke McCaffrey down to the 30-yard line. Lays it in there perfectly. Drops it in the bucket. And this is exactly the start to the half the Jags needed. And nearly connected with Pat Fryermuth there. Kind of an awkward timing on the throw, though the ball was pretty good in the end. Gino's going to tuck and run, and he's got space. First down inside the 20 and tries to hyperextend his neck there, diving into the guy's chest. But first and 10 at the 16. Play action again. Gino rolls out, gets an excellent block, and touchdown. I think it's Calvin Austin reels it in. What a great job by the tight end on the block, giving him the room to complete it out to Austin, who makes a tough contested grab with 2 guys on him. But good play all around and a fantastic drive from the Jags. The exact kind of drive they needed as Austin steals it from Lassiter. Going for 2, make it a 1-score game. You got a linebacker out there in coverage on McCaffrey. And they get it to him, so taking advantage of the matchup I identified early. You'll love to see that. Jags with a beautiful drive, quick, and cuts it to a single score. Exactly what you needed, as they now have the whole half essentially to make up a 1-score deficit. Much, much easier to do with that going. But the taller task remains here. Can they stop this Cardinals offense? No stops on the day. All points, all drives. Play action and call. Oh, not caught. An injury timeout as well as another injured Cardinals offensive lineman here. Makari going to the tunnel. And out wide Burden, and he is going to give him a first down. So just way too soft the coverage there. I know they've been beating you over the top, but you can't give them this much room either. It's a kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation right now for the Jags defense. As Hines Allen nearly gets a sack. Kamara, a excellent block, barely saving this play that turns into a 45, 50-yard play, or 40 to 50-yard play, whatever. But that block, saving the day, Hines Allen had a free shot on him. And they reward him with a carry, and he rewards them with a 12-yard run. Press man across the board here, maybe a cover 1 look, and they run it into the spy. So when you see man, the run's never a bad idea, but you got to keep an eye on that linebacker. If he sits there, just throw it, But 2nd and 8. And, he had him, but yet again, just overthrows it. They just take a little off it. You can get him, waltz into the end zone. But a 3rd and 8 coming up. And complete. Ridley, touchdown Cardinals. So they cannot get the stop. So, Cardinals, they take twice as long, but they answer in kind regardless. 15-point lead for them. All right, and Stevenson, solid run there, gets him 6 yards. I see a carry, and I'm just like, is he gonna bust this one out for 55 yards and baptize everybody on his way to the end zone? But that one didn't do it. Oh, he spun out. I was like, is he doing it again? Every run, I'm just thinking, is he gonna hit another home run? It's like you're watching Otani up to bat when he's really rolling. As that's the thing. Travion Henderson's like, hey man, don't forget about me. I can make some guys miss. Everyone, these guys are just showing out. Um,
Jaguars first down. A gain of 14. And the Jaguar first down.
and a penalty on the Jags. Man, the penalties just keep mounting for this Jags team. They cannot get out of their own way. Juwan Taylor, another hold. This one will be accepted again. 1st and 20. Right, you might pick it up. And not going to keep the feet in bounds. No real window there for it. Inbounds at least. 5-on-5 up front. Run it. You guys are so good at it. Just do it. They set up the screen, which is basically the run. And Stevenson makes a man miss. And he's going to get brought down by Metellus. But a 3rd and 8. 4 down territory all the way. They go to the air. Over the top. Hunter. And can't get his hands on it. Great coverage there from DJ Turner. And they punt. So I don't like the punt here. You really can't stop them anyway. So I don't know what the yardage does for you. And it's a good punt though, down to the 9. So maybe we'll change their play calling a little bit.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
And they go fullback dive and fumble. Recovered by the Cardinals. So I guess they did change their play calling. They went near formation and handed off to the fullback who immediately fumbled it. Honestly, I didn't see it coming, but now in hindsight, I must admit the genius of that play. And you can't relate to the poor fumble luck from the Jags. There's been 3 fumbles on the game, all 3 of them picked up by the guys wearing red. You can't anticipate that level of poor luck at the ball on the ground. So you know what? I take it back, Jags. You made the right call. And that's going to negate any sort of right call. It could have been Kamara grab, 1st down, and plenty of room to operate.
And the Cardinals first down.
And a nice RPO read, going to give them a 8-yard gain on 1st down.
Complete to Daniel Bellinger. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And out wide, they get some blocks, but they don't hold. Fumble recovered by the Jags. We'll see if this one holds up. But as of right now, it's a turnover. Odafe Owe reels it in. So we'll see if the fumble luck returns to the Jags or if they get smited by the review. I didn't really get a look at it from before, as it's kind of the opposite side. And that's down. So we'll see if they get uphold it, but I think he's down. They do overturn it, so 3rd and 2 coming up. And behind him, Kamara is going to get brought down at the line of scrimmage. A great tackle in space, and a 4th and 2 coming up. Will we see our first punt from the Cardinals? We will. So the Jags defense answers the call. 20 yards did make a difference in the end. All right, well, Stevenson not had a lot of carries today. They can still utilize him. They can still give him the ball and let him cook. It's still a full quarter of football left, but I think at this point they may have locked into the pass. We'll see what they do. They go to the ground. Oh, they don't. They fooled me too. And a penalty by the Jags again. Man, they just refuse to get out of their own way. Nobody even needed a block on that play, and it would have worked. Walker Little on the backside. The hold, man, that's a real tough one. They spread them out here. It's 1st and 20. And they give it to Austin, who sidesteps the block, but gets absolutely decked. 2nd and 12. They do not get the snap off for the end of the quarter. So we start our fourth quarter off with a 15-point Jags deficit as they look to climb back in this game. It's been all Cardinals on offense. They just had their first punt that set up this possession. And now we'll see if just one punt was all we needed for the Jags to come back in this game. And Gino, another penalty is going to negate another big play. Jeez. It's going to be Jawan Taylor for his third holding call of the day. He's 2nd and 22 upcoming. And just dumps it off to Stevenson, who gets him as much as he can. 3rd and 14 coming up. Over the top. Hunter and can't get his hands through there. Great coverage, I think, by Lassiter this time. And they will punt. So surrendering the game here.
Fair catch, signaled for and taken. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
And swings it short. Burden gets him 3.
Complete to Luther Burden. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Just set up the screen. Great job by Zach Allen pursuing, but he can't get there in time. So Merritt gets the corner on him. He read the play all the way, just didn't get there in time. And a great run as he gets out to the 40-yard line.
A gain of 15 yards. That's another Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And wow, great read on the RPO. Nobody home for the Jags. Over 400 yards on the day for Trevor Lawrence as he looks to put on a 4th touchdown on the top of it.
Lawrence's pass complete to Brenton Strange. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
And not going to get much on the draw there. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Alvin Kamara on the carry. Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9.
And incomplete. Great job by the Jags rallying here. Now, of course, a field goal does as much damage as a touchdown would in some ways. Obviously, now 3 touchdowns gives you the lead. You have to score on average every 2 minutes, taking the run game out of it, which has been their strength today. They need a turnover to go their way. That's what it is. They need a turnover. And they've had, like I said, they had the fumble. Almost got it. Didn't quite. And obviously they've lost both of the times the ball's hit the ground on their end. So it's like that 4 fumble luck. It sucks. But you just got to overcome it here. As they complete it to McCaffrey after the 39.
13 yards on the play. And the Jaguars first down.
And Hunter gets him out past the 50.
A gain of 12 yards. Smith's pass complete to Luke McCaffrey. 4 yards on the
All right, it's 2nd and 6.
at the 44-yard line.
And a great run out wide. Nothing really was there to start that play. But he makes something out of nothing.
Josh Metellus on the tackle. That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 1.
And, oh, a fumble again. Well, I did say they needed a turnover, and I did not specify. Yikes. Oh, Byron Young touchdown here. No real controversy on that. He definitely fumbled it. And now, if it wasn't already, it is over.
Makes the score Cardinals 47, Jaguars 22. Chad Ryland to kick off for Arizona. Big run move on the return. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
And they give it back to Stevenson. Rodgers Stevenson will never be able to do enough wrong to get his team to not give him the ball. It's true, and it's awesome. It's great for my fantasy team. We're going to see him put up a stat just like this weekend, right? Anyway, Stevenson on the ground again. Not much for him, but he does get a couple yards. It does seem pretty funny that the Jags are content to run this clock out and get the fuck out of this game where they fumbled the ball 3 times as they pick up the first down.
It's a gain of 2. That's good for a Jaguars. Travion Henderson, the ball carrier. He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Alright, 2-minute warning here.
Ramondre Stevenson, the ball carrier. Taken down at the 41. Ramondre Stevenson.
They'll go for it though. So they're running the clock out, but they will go for it. And I respect the hell out of that. And Stevenson the grab. Really, like, this would be a dream for me as a Stevenson fan. Like, just imagine your team, you're down, you just know it's like, whatever, my guy's maybe going to get a catch or whatever. And they just hand the ball off to him like 6 times and throw it to him once. It's like, oh, well, thanks for the points. And Hunter gets a grab after the 35, another timeout, Jags.
11 more yards. That's another Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And incomplete. It's a tough one there.
Hunter, incomplete. Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line. Smith's pass, intended for Pat Fryerview. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
And Gino with time eventually dumps it off, and 4th and 4 coming up. Get out of bounds at least.
To Luke McCaffrey. A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
And a tough grab from Luke McCaffrey. Gonna hurry to the ball here. They call a timeout. 43 seconds remain.
A gain of 15 yards. That's another Jaguars first down. A gain of 15. First down, Jacksonville.
Out wide. And he does get out of bounds. Much against his own will, though.
Out of bounds down at the 5-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And Stevenson gets another touchdown. Hell yeah, dream drive.
Ryan Fitzgerald on for the extra point. The kick is good.
All right, well, that'll be the game, folks. They're going to kneel it out on the other side.
7. Jaguars 29. The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Well, this is exactly the game you hope for Arizona. The offense, absolutely on fire. Can do no wrong. You'd love to have seen the run defense play a little better, but putting up 40 points as an offense, obviously 47 total as a team, that's exactly what you're hoping for. You only punted the one time, I think, um, and that was when the game was already out of hand. Brilliant game all around for them. Um, and for the Jags, I mean, obviously you can kind of look at the fumbles and be like, I mean, we had it. Without the fumbles, we're right in that game. Um, but fumbles still exist, so 176, 3 touchdowns for Stevenson. Also pitching in a fair deal in the yeah, 200 yards from scrimmage. Kamara almost 100 yards himself on the ground or in the air, and 61 on the ground. So I mean, big day for him too. No one allowed any sacks, though the Jags did suffer from a ton of penalties. T.J. Turner has the only sack on the blitz. 4 forced fumbles. 2 recoveries. Obviously taking 62 yards to the house. No blocks, no safeties, and the touchdown. And that will do it. Another week in the books. We'll catch you guys next week for our Thanksgiving extravaganza.